Hey everyone, welcome to Chats with T. So the other day I was on X and I came across a series of tweets that was speaking about an interesting project. That was a Kenya shilling stablecoin project. I work in the digital asset space and that piqued my interest a lot. So I reached out to the gentleman who was behind those series of tweets. And today on Chats with T, I'd like to introduce you to Martin. So, karibu sana, Martin. I'd like you to quickly introduce yourself to the people and tell them what you do.
Hi, yeah, it's great to be here. My name is Ndeto. I'm a software engineer and I specialize in blockchain. I mostly do smart contract development and a bit of protocol development with Golang.
That's pretty cool. Karibu sana, Martin. So, I'd like us to go straight into it. I have a couple of questions to ask you today. So, question number one, we'll just start from the beginning and then build context towards the stablecoin project that I'd mentioned earlier. So, question number one for you is what exactly are stablecoins and how do they differ from other cryptocurrencies? What exactly are the mechanics of a stablecoin?
So, stable coins are a type of cryptocurrency that they're designed to maintain their value relative to another asset or a pool of assets in this case. We could have we have stable coins that have been pegged off the big currencies you can think of. There's USD, there's Euro. Yeah, there's some others that are also pegged on the value of other assets like gold. So yeah, that's the main difference between a stable coin and a normal cryptocurrency. And the most significant one is that they protect you from all the volatility that happens in the crypto market. You'll wake up one day, find Bitcoin is like negative 7,000.
Yeah.
That will be crazy in a real world to imagine that's how you want to hold the daily money you spend. So a stable coin will be pegged to the value of a currency or an asset that that is already stable. And in that case, you'll find you won't be affected by that volatility. And that is really the essence of, what a stable coin does.
All right, cool, cool. Thanks for that, Martin. So it brings me to my next question. You had mentioned that some are backed by USD, others by gold. Could you tell us what are some of the most popular stable coins today and what differentiates them from one another?
Yeah, so the differences really come into the mechanics of how these stable coins are, you know, created or collateralized. So uh, I will start with maybe USDT, USDC from Coinbase, True USD, DAI. Those are really all stable coins based on the US dollar. And the key differences will come in how they are backed. So there are some that are fiat backed. So for every stable coin that is in circulation, there is an actual amount that is backed up somewhere in fiat currency. So those are fiat backed stable coins. We have the crypto-backed stablecoins. These ones are just backed by other crypto. You'll find like it's maybe the reserves are in Bitcoin or Ethereum or something else. And we have the very famous algorithmic stablecoins that caused the Terra Luna clash
Yeah,
crash.
I remember that
Uh,
one.
yeah, that went bad. So yeah, those are the differentiating mechanisms of what differentiates this stable coin from the other. But then there are other aspects as well, like transparency, liquidity, especially transparency, proof of reserves are important and stuff like that. How stable is your, stable, well, how stable is it? How good of a job does it do when it's being pegged to of of staying pegged to the value that it is attached to. Okay. So yeah, I think those are most of the differences I can think of at the moment.
All right, cool. Thanks for that, Martin. So I'll go to the next question I have here, which is how are stablecoins being used in real world applications and by whom?
So in real world applications, I will say the first category of people to use it are crypto traders and anyone who usually just trades crypto, just generally. And this is mainly for the aspect of escaping the volatility. The second is streamlining supply chain. A lot of transactions happen, and in that is in the supply chain. And if we are working with a currency that this ecosystem is used to, it eliminates a lot of the complexity, the layer of complexity that is in between when you need to provide the swaps here or there. And I think that's just the current use at the moment. There are definitely others, but what I see stablecoins more important for is adoption. When it comes to adoption of crypto, we have to start with a sort of crypto that is very reliable, something that keeps its value regardless of what the market is doing. So I will say that is really, from my perspective, the most important use of stable coins. They will drive adoption. They can be integrated into the traditional system. So, in that case, we can just go on business as usual. The supply chain just goes on as usual rather than having to do a lot of conversions and swaps.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks for that. I think that also just leads into the next question that I had, because you've spoken about like supply chain and the swaps that need to happen, and generally this leading to better adoption. So the next question I have for you is, how do stablecoins impact traditional finance systems and banks? And given that I already have M-Pesa, why do I need CKES, which is the Kenya shilling stablecoin project that's launching soon?
So at the moment, we are at a stage of building, I think, even as a country, even as an industry. And I will say that CKS is not here to compete with M-Pesa in any way. It just gives you a different alternative. It gives you an entry world into crypto. It allows builders to build systems that will also drive adoption. So from a bigger perspective, other than the normal implementations you can think of, I think it's about the opportunities that are opened up. And for the first time ever, we can say we have a crypto that for the shilling that is in your M-Pesa is equivalent to the, one Kenya shilling crypto in your wallet. That is big, and the use cases for that will start showing up as we go along. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks for that, Martin. Um, I have one question. This one is normally a controversial one. So, how might a central bank digital currency affect the future of stable coins? I know there's one that launched in Nigeria maybe, I think 2 years ago. I think they called it the e-Naira, but yeah, that one like flopped like majorly. So, back to the question, how might CBDCs affect the future of stable coins?
I don't see I don't see a heavy correlation to CBDCs and stable coins. CBDCs are just fiat money in a digital format. They it's still controlled the issuance, they monitor your transactions, they can do policy implementation. And these are just the nitty-gritties. The most annoying thing about the CBDCs from where I stand is that they still retain the bad aspects or the negative aspects of fiat money, which is what crypto is trying to solve here. They retain, as I said, the policy implementation. So the beauty of crypto, on this other hand, is how it's been coded to behave. It's the utility, how it's given value. And you just can't give us some digital fiat and expect it to fill in the shoes for crypto. Yeah, they're two very different things. And that's why I don't think I know of a lot of banks that have managed to do that successfully. Yeah, I can't think of many, especially not in the open, decentralized, scalable uh, manner. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Um, the final question I have for you is, what advice would you give someone who's looking to invest in or develop stablecoin technology?
Well, that depends on the use case, really. Um, but the the beauty to stable coins, which I've mentioned again, is it's your entry world into crypto. You know, suppose suppose you buy some stable coins. Out of skepticism, you've never really bought any crypto because you think it's volatile. You're gonna wake up with an empty wallet. You get some CKS, some Kenya shilling stable coins or USDT. When you wake up tomorrow, it's still gonna be there. And I think it's going to maybe give you the aspect of understanding this is money I'm holding, and uh it'll really maybe open up your mind to the whole decentralized aspect, what you can do if you're adventurous. At this point, unfortunately, it's not really so accessible to be able to play with crypto for the normal person. But if you're an adventurous person who wants to understand crypto, stable coins are the easiest entry point and the safest entry point. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that, Martin. There's also one of the use cases we've seen at the company I work at as well, where we provide liquidity for not only individuals but also medium and large scale enterprises. Because if you remember earlier in the year when we had the dollar crunch, right? So the dollar to shilling rate was like $1 to one. I think we got to as high as 164, 165. And it became
Yeah.
really expensive for like think of guys maybe in the manufacturing industry or guys who import vehicles. It became like really, really expensive to access those dollars and be able to um like do your business. And with that liquidity crunch, with a USD stablecoin, you'd be able to get that liquidity and still be able to perform business as usual. So there definitely are use cases, and I do agree. Right now, the adoption is low, and it's not quite high to the common mwananchi because I think it's one of those like crypto is a very difficult
I
concept to
get,
understand, but once you get it, it actually does make sense, you know?
yeah. And it's a new way of doing things, and I think our responsibility is to make it normal. We don't expect to bring all that complexity to a normal user. Yeah, so I think, and that's to the point I was adding, that stable coins, they they play into this factor of bringing adoption. They are utilities, they are assets we can use. Yes.
Cool, cool. Thanks, Martin. So those were all the questions I had for today. I don't know if you have any parting shot, anything to do with the CKES, which is the Kenya shilling stablecoin. I don't know if you have any idea of when the official launch date might be. Maybe you might not have that information, but any parting shot as we wrap up.
So there's no official launch date. It was already passed, and you can trade some on Celo right now on the Celo network. You can swap for the stable coin, and yeah, to the local scene, I really think that there's a huge layer of complexity that has been removed. And if we can be innovative enough with the freedom that crypto gives us, we have a chance to really innovate at this point. So, I mean, I can see a couple of guys who are already doing some interesting things or in anticipation for the stablecoin. They were doing it back then. So I just I'm looking forward to really seeing what we will come up with and how far we can take it. It's really big for us to have our own stable coin, even as an African country. Just yeah, it's amazing. So we need to make sure we innovate.
Cool. We need to make sure we innovate. And on that parting shot, we've come to the very end. One last thing, Martin, in case guys want to interact with you, follow you, where can they find you on the internet?
So mostly I interact with people on crypto blockchain stuff on Twitter, X, and my username is 0x Ndeto, Ndeto. Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of today's session of Chats with T. Make sure you do check out the stablecoin, the Kenya Shilling Stablecoin project, CKES. We'll drop some links there. Make sure to check out and follow Ndeto as well on the socials that he posted. We'll link them down below. And catch you at the next one. Thanks.